something very crazy can happen to the Bitcoin price in less than 2 weeks. And this would basically happen if Bitcoin's price repeats this 2018 pattern. Right after the midterm elections, the Bitcoin price dumped like crazy. And honestly, the setup and the charts are looking extremely similar between 2018 and 2022. And the final date for this dump is going to be November 6th to November 8th. And I honestly think that if this were to happen, we are set to make over $1 million that day. We have one of the most perfect trading setups. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys exactly what we're going to do to make this juicy amount of profit. Having said that, guys, make sure you press that like button if you're excited about a trading update. And let's dive right into a couple of our scenarios. So I should explain scenario number 1. It basically coincides with the story that I've told you guys over the last couple of days, and it is this right here. We basically have a major resistance area at $20.4 thousand and a major support area at, let's say, roughly $18.4 thousand. We described before about how we are biased towards the downside because Bitcoin is following a 130-day trend line, and after our initial breakout of a couple of days ago, we got rejected, and right now potentially we'll bounce off of the trend line, but we're basically also back into our demand zone for Bitcoin. We also had a rejection on the very short term. Again, we said that if we break out, this falling wedge could be an extremely profitable trade as well, because the moment we broke out and got some confirmation, we'd open a long position with our last profit target at $25,000. However, as we stated, we were more leaning towards the downside and looking for some short positions, as that's what the trend has been doing. And in trading, you guys all know the trend is your friend. Now, before I go a little bit deeper into that, I should quickly tell you that if you're in the US, if you're in the UK, if you're in any country around the world, use BitGet to trade your crypto. You can literally trade it with crazy amounts of leverage, which you might not be able to do on any other exchange in the US, in the UK, or wherever. Check out BitGet with the link down below. As I've stated on multiple different times, I'm already trading on here with more than $1 million. I met up with the founder, and I basically trusted them with all of my main trades. We even have a couple of analysts in our team, and I actually told them to also switch over to BitGet, as it's by far the hottest exchange right now. You also have a couple of crazy bonuses, upwards of $4,000, and $4,000 in bonuses is $400,000 in terms of free money, basically, because you can use $4,000 with 100 times leverage, for example, and that is just absolutely wild. Because what if that trade goes well? What if you get $4,000 for free, you make a good trade? The profit on that would be insane, and that is absolutely for free, which is why these free bonuses are just so huge. If you want to claim them, go to this little button right here and go to the rewards center. Go ahead and check it out. Now, to talk about our main trading setup, we basically have this, right? We have a downward sloping trend line. You guys can all see it here. We have lower highs consecutively with a stable bottom. This is again the pattern that we've seen for 2022. It can also be apparent in this falling wedge, even though this gives the idea that the bottom is not so stable. It's because we're zoomed in. If you zoom out ever so slightly, you'll notice, hey, yeah, seriously, the bottom has been stable for multiple months right here, ever since June. So why is that a coincidence, or why is this so interesting? Or what does it have to do with 2018? Well, because in a couple of days, we're at these midterm elections, officially on November 8th. And you can see this is what 2022 is looking like as of this point in terms of price action. Honestly, take a good look at this, right? Keep this in the back of your head. Downward sloping trend line, stable support, which is getting weaker and weaker, because as the support remains stable, the tops are getting lower, which basically means that the bears are giving up piece by piece, right? Logically, this would lead to a breakdown more than a break towards the upside. Now, that is only based upon TA, but if we base this upon macroeconomical factors and look back at 2018 and how the price acted back then, downward sloping trend line, stable / weakening support. Once the midterm elections came around, boom, 50% drop in the Bitcoin price. So how are we going to trade this? Again, if it were to happen, we're honestly looking for a trade all the way towards $14,000 at least. And we can actually spot this pretty easily because all we have to look for is honestly a break of our major support levels here. We can look at it on this chart as well. What do we have to look for? Well, the moment that we break through this multi-month lasting support is when we're going to start getting bearish, specifically because it coincides with a pattern that's lasted for a couple of years. So at that point, we're going to open some massive short positions and take it potentially all the way towards $12,000 is what these guys are saying. Now, because of our coinciding Fibonacci numbers, I'd personally go for a short all the way towards 14.2, but potentially we could leave a small amount of our trade still open to take it even lower lower, maybe towards $9,000 or even $12,000, who knows? And again, we have two small minor trades still in the lookouts. That has to do with if this falling wedge actually does break out, we can actually open a long position and take this all the way towards 25. Again, the $25,000 number is a very important resistance we've met multiple times. And it also coincides with the 0.5 Fibonacci level, but hopefully, we basically get a massive confirmation on this resistance as well, because once this supply zone gets taken out, it's looking like it's going to be bullish time for Bitcoin yet again, and that is at $20.4 thousand. So again, our two main trades are the moment we get above $20.4 thousand, get some confirmation, open a crazy long, maybe all the way towards 25,000, and the moment we get below 18 or 18.4, look for some crazy short positions because this major pattern from 2018 might be showing up yet again. We also on the short term have the falling wedge, and again, we're also watching for Ethereum, but nothing crazy just quite yet. Even though it's a descending channel and we potentially could be looking for some crazy long positions soon, we'll have to wait for now. That was it for today's update though, guys. See you guys again in another one.